Get in, loser, we're going to the car dealership. Sort of. Today, we've got a hot topic that's gonna stir up quite the debate. Should you buy, finance, or lease your next car? Buckle up, because we're about to take a deep dive into this decision-making process. I'm Vivian, your rich BFF, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm so excited to help you decide what makes the most sense in your car buying journey. So, let's get started. So first up, it's important to understand your options. Before we actually get into the nitty-gritty math, let's quickly recap the main ways you can get your hands on your future set of wheels. First up, we have buying the car outright. Simple enough, this option gives you full ownership from day one, but it does mean a pretty hefty upfront payment. Next, we have financing a car, where you pay a deposit, borrow the rest of the purchase cost, and make monthly payments, including interest over a set period. At the end of the term, you own the car. Think about it like taking out a mortgage for a house. And lastly, there's leasing, which is like renting a car, similarly to the way you'd rent an apartment. You make monthly payments for a predetermined period, and at the end, you return the car. Now that that's cleared up, let's weigh the pros and cons of each option. To help us out, we'll refer to some expert insights. Expert insight number one, according to Consumer Reports, buying a car outright can be a great option if you plan on keeping it for the long haul. You won't have to worry about monthly payments, and you can drive as many miles as you want without any restrictions. However, be prepared for higher upfront costs and responsibility for maintenance as the car ages. If you've got the cash and you plan on driving quite a bit, and you want to be as unrestricted as possible, buying outright may make the most sense for you. Expert insight number two, Car and Driver. Car and Driver suggests that financing can offer more flexibility than buying outright. With lower initial costs and manageable monthly payments, you can drive a more expensive car than you could afford to buy outright. But remember, you'll be paying interest on that loan, so the total cost might be higher in the long run. So if you'd rather not shell out all the cash but plan on driving quite a bit, financing may make the most sense for you. And expert insight number three from Investopedia, last but not least, Investopedia points out that leasing has its merits too, particularly for those who love driving new cars every few years. With lower monthly payments and warranty coverage, you can stay up to date with the latest models without ever having to worry about depreciation. However, you will have mileage restrictions, and customizing the car might not be an option. So if you don't plan on driving far distances and want flexibility on the vehicle you drive without shelling out a huge chunk of cash up front, leasing may make the most sense for you. And moving on to our next segment, let's get down to crunching the numbers. To give you a clear picture, we'll compare three scenarios using the same car model and a 3-year term. We'll also factor in average interest rates for financing. Remember, these numbers are for illustrative purposes and can vary based on individual circumstances. So scenario one, you're buying outright. Let's say you buy a car outright for $30,000 and sell it after 3 years for $16,000. In this case, the total cost over 3 years would be $14,000. Not too shabby. In scenario two, now let's look at financing with a $4,500 deposit and an interest rate of approximately 11%. With monthly payments of $810, the total cost over 3 years would be around $34,000. Higher than buying outright, but you do get full ownership, and if you were to sell it for that same $16,000, you'd have spent $18,000 for the vehicle for those 3 years. And scenario three, lastly, for leasing, we'll assume the same $4,500 deposit and monthly payments of $345. Over 3 years, the total cost would be roughly $17,000. A tempting option for those who love driving new cars and don't want to have to deal with the hassle of selling the car either. All right, we've crunched the numbers, weighed the pros and cons, but which option is the right choice for you? Well, that depends on your individual needs, preferences, and financial situation. On the surface, buying outright seems to be the most cost-effective option. But there are some important factors to consider. Opportunity cost. If you have the money to buy a car outright, consider whether you could invest that money elsewhere and potentially earn a better return. The S&P 500 on average returns 8 to 10% annually, so in this scenario of a $30,000 car, you could be missing out on $7,000 to $10,000 worth of investment returns versus buying a depreciating asset. Furthermore, consider your driving habits. If you like keeping cars for the long term, buying outright or financing might be more suitable. On the other hand, if you enjoy driving the latest models and don't want to deal with maintenance, leasing could be your best bet. And 3, think about your future financial situation. If you anticipate changes in your income or expenses, leasing might offer you more flexibility versus being locked into a car loan or just being out that cash. And last but not least, this is a decision that could frankly take up its own entire video, but you need to know what kind of car you want to buy and why. New cars are great because they haven't been driven before, nor do they have any hidden damages, but they also depreciate in value quite quickly over the first 5 years or so. Used cars that are 5 years or older hold their value slightly better. But again, you are buying a car that someone else has driven, already has miles on it, and may have more maintenance issues that could crop up. Ultimately, there is no one-size-fits-all answer to the buy, finance, or lease question. Take your time, do your research, and calculate the total cost over the term of your preferred option. I hope this video has shed some light on this important decision. If you found it helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to share it with friends who might be car shopping too. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next week. Drive safe!